All right, I think we are live. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a little video. I'm not gonna make this too long, but wow, my hair is a mess. I just wanna give you a little back behind the scenes of what I do, and hopefully it'll help you guys see what you should be doing if you want to grow your business as a coach. You have to be doing these steps every single day in order to grow your income, grow your team, and just to build your business. These are the activities you have to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and show you what I have been up to as far as my little routine that I have accomplished. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and screen share with you. Actually, I'm going to share, hold on. I'm going to share my desktop real quick. And that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Rewinds. All right, let me open up this. All right, girls. So this is my little tracker. One moment, I'm going to try to share it with you. Here it is. Okay. All right, you should be seeing my tracker. Okay. So this is what I open up. I keep this on my desktop. I open this up before I do anything. So this is the order I do things in. From here up, this is the order I do things in. I add people to my network. I start new conversations. I invite to my challenge group. I follow up, and I invite to coaching. I do it in that order. The rest of the items, return messages, I try to do that by the end of the day. Return all messages. Social media posts, I try to do 3 a day. Connect with my team, I try to do once a day. Connect with my challenge group, I try to do twice a day. Workout 5 days a week, Shakeology every day, personal development 20 minutes a day. So the way I find that I like to track my business is by numbers. So if I have my Shakeology, I'll put a 1. If I checked in with my challenge group twice that day, I'll put a 2. If I following up, I try to do at least 3 follow-ups a day, 3 invites, 3 conversations, 3 new people to my network. And so at the end of the week, it totals it up for me, and it tells me where I'm falling short. So I like to see, you know, what I'm falling short on. Am I falling short on personal development? Am I not doing enough social media posts? And so then the following week, I try to improve in whatever area I lacked. Or if I did great that week, I try to do a little bit better. If I added all 21 people to my network, next week I might set a goal of doing 30 people to my network. So I try to improve every week, but I would like to evaluate how I'm doing, and that's where I've come up with this shortfall and this total. It just gives me a better idea of where I'm missing, what I'm lacking, and what I need to improve on. So that's my tracker. Save that real quick. So I can share this with you girls in our little group, in our team page. This way, if you want to use it, if you think that would work for you, you can. You can also print this out if you like to keep paper copy and just keep it in your planner. I like to just do it on my computer. It's much easier. I don't have to have all the paper sitting around. And so let me show you what else I open up. So I go ahead and I open up, I use Google Chrome, and I'm going to show you why. I use Google Chrome because you should be seeing my screen right now. It says, don't get distracted by Facebook, right? So hold on one second. Okay, sorry. So this is an extension in Google Chrome. You would just go up here. Sorry. You would just go up here. In the top, there's like a button that you can do extensions, and you would download Kill Newsfeed. And that is an extension that you can do to help you not get distracted by Facebook. Anyway, moving on. So what else I will open up is called Google Streak. So you will download this if you want to use this. It's an application inside of Gmail, and it's called Streak. Listen, this looks very complicated. You're probably looking at it being like, oh my God, what is this? Like, this looks so confusing, or I don't know what you're thinking. But I remember when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way I can use this. And then I started playing around with it. I started small. I kept track of a few names. And now I'm finding that it is extremely helpful. I keep everyone's names in here. This is not everyone I'm talking to, as I just mentioned. I just started using this, so I'm still adding people to it, but it's really working well for me. So I'm just gonna quickly go through this. If you guys are interested in this program Streak, I can let me know and I can make another video explaining it or whatever you think will help you. So this is my networking / inviting prospects funnel. So basically these are anybody that I add to my network. So if I add new friends to my network and they accept my friend request, I add them in here. And then I'll go ahead and I start a conversation with them. So I'll add their name here. And then I move on as the conversation is starting and they're answering me back. And I start to form them, asking them questions about work, where they're living, what they've been up to, if they have a baby, like things like that, just getting to know them. So I move them into forming. After that, I do invites. So if the conversation is moving in a good way, I will go ahead and invite them to my challenge group and I'll put their name here. And then we'll move on to me giving them details or asking them questions or them asking me questions. So I'll put them in here. And then my next step is when I send them videos. I send them different videos you'll see in my script. I'll go through that in a second. So this step, they're on the videos. They have the videos, they're watching them. And then I move on to giving them more details about the cost and the group, etc. And then the sign up options, I sent them to link the order and then I'll add them to my challenge group. If things don't go in this order and I don't add them to the group, I'll invite them to my free challenge group, or I'll put them in a different accountability group that maybe they just don't have the money to invest in something, so I'll add them to something else. But I always have a place for them to go. It's never just, oh, well, they don't want to buy anything, so we're done talking. Like, no, I keep them somewhere. I either add them to a free group or I put them somewhere. So anyway, so this is where I keep track of people's names. Okay, so my first tracker you saw is just my numbers, just helps me see where I'm lacking, what I need to pick up on. And then the next thing is I open up my Challenger invite script. This is in our Royal Empire folder on our Google Drive. If you do not have the link to this, I will send it to you, but it should be you should be able to find it in our Royal Empire group. Okay, so this is the script that I'm using, and I highly recommend you guys use this. I'm sure some of you are using a similar one. But anyway, so I open up those three things. I got my tracking names, okay? I got my script ready. And I have my tracker open on my desktop. You can't see it right now, but I have it open in the background, and that is where I'll track my numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start adding people to my network, and I'm going to show you how I do this because I think that this is where some people lack. When I started as a coach, I did not have this many friends on Facebook. I think I probably had like 600. And at the time I was like thinking I had tons of people on here. And yeah, it's great. You know, that's a lot of people. But you need to be adding people to your network every single day so that you are not running out of people to talk to. Because believe it or not, if you go through those 600 friends, you're going to end up talking to all of them and you're going to feel like you have no one else to talk to. You're going to be at a standstill, etc. So adding people to your network every single day is going to ensure that you are never running out of people to talk to. So my Facebook friends are growing a lot, and it's because I'm adding to my network. I don't sit here and wait for people to add me because it's not going to happen. I mean, yes, I do get a couple of friend requests here and there, but I have to go out and find people. So what I'll do is I'll start here. I'll look at some people that I've recently added. So I'm going to go to this girl, Erin Cook. We went to high school together, Allentown High School. So I'll go and I'll look in her mutual friends. Okay, and I'll scroll down, or I'll go to people you may know. So this is going to come up with people that I'm not friends with, but I might know them because we have lots of friends in common. So I'm going to kind of scroll through and see if there's anyone that I recommend, or I mean, anyone that I recognize that I can possibly add. She looks familiar. Oh, yes, I went to high school with her. So there's one. She looks familiar. I'll add her too. And I don't really know them. I think I'm friends with all these people. Probably, right? So let's go to someone else that I recently just added. Let's go to Nicole. We went to high school as well, so we'll probably have some people in common. So I added 2 already. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I just want you to see what I'm doing. I'm just going through. I try to find people that might look familiar to me. Oh, I do know her. Okay, so I added 3. And I'm going to just do that for right now because I don't want to take too much of your time up. But so I just go into my tracker and I'll put a number 3. So that is how I add to my network. I usually go, you can also go to your friends list and go to, oops, not that, sorry. You can usually go to find friends and you can enter in different things on the side over here, like mutual friends that you might have, things like that. And just try to find people. Don't just send out random friend requests to people that you have no idea who they are or you have no mutual friends. That's kind of creepy. Find people that you have lots of mutual friends with or you might recognize from somewhere. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll find women in a group that I'm in, and I'll notice that it looks like they just had a baby and we have lots of mutual friends in common, and I will add them. And so the next part of our to-do list is to start new conversations. So what I'm going to do is I like to go to my recently added friends and I like to start conversations with them because I just added them on Facebook. I don't want to just add them and then not even talk to them. I'm going to go through and I'm going to message them and say something like, hey girl, thanks for adding me on here. Looking forward to catching up. Send. So there's the conversation. That's how I start them. It's very easy. You don't need to go into full detail about your challenge group and this, and that. You're just starting a conversation with someone. Wow, I have a lot of messages to answer. But you know what, guys? Like, I have lots of messages to answer and things like that, but it's because I reached out to them. My inbox does not overflow with people reaching out to me. I mean, yes, I get a lot of messages, people asking me for things like my meal plan the other day. I got lots of messages or people asking me to send it to them and things like that. But my inbox will be full because I'm reaching out to people. I'm starting the conversations. So that's that. So it looks like someone just added me back, Sandra. So I'll just go ahead and message her. Hey girl, thanks for adding me on here. Looking forward to catching up. I say that to a lot of people. I don't just jump into a conversation. I kind of just warm up to them. I'll go to their page, like a couple different things on their page, and interact with them. Remember, we're building relationships. We're not just here to sell things because people can feel that. They know when you're just looking for a sale, and you don't want that. You want to build trust. And yes, it takes time, okay? It takes time to talk to people, to build that trust with them. But you know what? Those are the people that are going to be great challengers. Those are the people that are going to join your team or join your challenge group. And it pays off, but it does take some time. But so anyway, so I'm going to go to my tracker real quick and just say that I started 2 conversations because I did. And then the next thing you'll do, I'm going to try to make this quick. So I'll go through to my forming list, these people here, okay? And I'm going to pick someone, or I'm just going to see where our conversation is going, and I'm going to invite them to my challenge group. So that is where this script comes in. This is what I use right here. Hey, I don't know if this would interest you at all, but I run an at-home online fitness business, and I'm starting a 21-day fitness and nutrition challenge group, and I'm looking for 10 ladies that want to get started with me on this journey. I'm not sure if you've seen my fitness rants on Facebook, but I'm thrilled with the progress I have made, and I want to pay it forward and find more people to help. Would you know of anyone that might be interested in joining, or would you be interested yourself? Very short, sweet, to the point. I don't give them tons of information about it because I want the conversation to keep going. I don't want to spill everything out and then them not really have any questions because I already gave them all the information. You want to keep the conversation going and always end it with a question. Always. You will see that I always add it with a question. Question, everything. Okay. So I will just go through and I will look at conversations that I'm having with people. I will refer back to my forming list, see where our conversations are going, and I will literally copy and paste this. And you can see here I said start with something personal, then copy and paste this. You want to continue to show interest in them. You want to continue to build that relationship. So start with something personal and then invite. So you need to be inviting people like this 3 times a day, finding 3 to 5 people a day that you are going to invite to your challenge group. These people are not going to join you right away. I very rarely invite someone and they join me that month. It takes me a couple of weeks. It takes me a couple of months. But that's why you have to do it every day, because in the long run, over time, those people are going to join you, and that's where you're going to hit Success Club. So I don't go and invite these people and expect them to join me that week. I go and invite them and just kind of plant the seed and expect them to join me over the next 30, 60, 90 days, because sometimes it does take that long, and that's okay. They're going to be ready eventually. Don't worry. They'll join you. It's just going to take some time, but you have to plant that seed, get that invite out, and get the conversation started so that down the road, they'll join you. So that's just my little tidbit on inviting. I used to get very worked up with my invites because I would send them an invite, and in my mind, I would want them to join me that month because I wanted to hit Success Club or whatever the case. But doing this for 2.5 years now, I am not going to lie, I was not very consistent with my power hour for the past 2.5 years. I kind of did coaching as a hobby. I worked full time and I did Beachbody coaching as I wanted to. I didn't treat it like a true business. I wasn't doing it every single day. But this year, my mindset has changed and I want to do this every day. So I know that doing these invites every day is going to bring you consistent challengers every month. But it's probably not going to be the same people that you invite that month. When you invite someone in January, they're not going to necessarily join you in January. So just keep that in mind, okay? Don't get caught up in the people that you invite this month. They have to join you this month. It's not going to happen. Some might. Don't get me wrong. Some days I have a challenger who I will invite them and they will literally join me 2 days later. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. So it's surprising. It surprises me, but it's probably also because I've been building a relationship with them, or because we've been connecting on Facebook and I've been liking their pictures, things like that, etc. I'm not going to keep rambling on. So that is how you do your invites. So let's move on to our follow-ups. I don't really have a script in the challenge group invite script. I don't really have like a follow-up script. I used to kind of follow a script with that, but you don't have to complicate it. When you're following up with someone, I usually wait 2 to 3 days, give them some time depending on where our conversation is. If I sent them like the videos or if I sent them details on the group and they don't answer me, I will follow up and say something like, hey girl, just checking in to make sure you've received my last message. Depending on what I sent them, I'll say something like, I hope everything made sense. Or I'll end with a question and I'll be like, did everything make sense to you? ? Sometimes I tend to ramble and I just hope I didn't overwhelm you, or didn't make sense when I was talking to you. Something like that. I just try to be honest with them. Sometimes if I send them information about the group, I just don't want them to feel like it was too much. Maybe I needed to break it down a little more for them. But that's just how I'll follow up. If I'm at a point where they told me that they were going to order, I'll send a similar follow-up. Hey girl, I just wanted to make sure you received my last message with the steps to order and that you didn't have any problems. Was there anything I could do to help you? Or something like, was there anything you had trouble with? Looking forward for you to join our group. I can't wait to get you started. Something like that. Couple sentences, that's it. Nothing long, no, don't give them so much pressure. Just kind of check in, just see where they're at, if you can help them in any way. So that's how I do my follow-ups, and you want to do 3 a day. Some days I don't really have people to follow up with. I mean, I guess I always have someone to follow up with, but if our conversations are moving along, then maybe I don't have someone that day, and then maybe the next day I'll have like 5 people instead of 3, or so forth and so forth. It just depends where your conversations are. So if you don't have anyone to follow up with that day, don't get caught up on it. Just, make a note to follow up with them the next day or whatever the case. So you can see how this Power Hour doesn't have to take you long. If you're keeping track of names, if you're keeping track of where you are in your conversations, and if you're keeping track of your script and you know what you're going to say to people, this shouldn't take you very long. It's a lot of copy paste. Especially if you're keeping track of your conversations and you know who you're talking to, then it's easy to just go in and say, all right, well, this person is interested in more detail, so copy and paste the details, send, done. It can be very easy. So don't overcomplicate things. This does not have to take you very long. And I'm saying that because if it takes you long, it's okay for you. If you have the time, then that's okay. But I'm telling you that this doesn't take you very long because I don't want you to not do it just because you think it's going to take you a long time. That was something that I always did. I always felt like if I got on the computer to do Beachbody, that I was going to have to do it for 3 hours. And so some days I just would be like, I don't want to do it today. It's going to take me too long. And now I'm at the point where I know that it can take me 30 minutes, maybe an hour. So I'm more motivated to do it because I know it's not going to take me that long. And to be completely honest with you, the Power Hour part of this business is not something that I necessarily enjoy all the time. It's very simple. It's not easy. It's simple. But some days I'm just like not in the mood to talk to people, or some days I'm just not in the mood to get on the computer. It happens. So I still try to do it those days, but sometimes this whole Power Hour thing is just not my favorite thing to do. I'm more of a person who likes to play on social media, make posts about my journey, and, talk to my challengers, things like that. That's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy. But I know that I'm going to only grow my business if I continue to talk to people. So I have to grow my business so that I can have challenge groups and people to talk to. So you kind of have to enjoy both, or tell yourself that you enjoy both. So anyway, so moving on, by the end of the day, I try to return all of my messages to people. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm sitting here and I have conversations with people and we're just kind of like catching up and we're not really talking about the challenge group yet, or we're just, I'm forming them and I'm just talking to them about their family. Like, if I don't see that, I don't have to necessarily answer them right away, then I won't. But I do try to, if people are talking to me about my group and they're asking me questions and things like that, I try to answer them by the end of the day. And you should too, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. I think that's all I'm going to share today, because that's really the gist of my Power Hour. I use the streak to track my names. I use my tracker on my desktop with the different numbers, and it tells me my shortfall. And I use my script. I don't really do anything else. One thing that I have done is I've printed off all of my Facebook friends, my friends list, as of probably about last week. So yes, there's names added to it, but I wanted to know everyone that I'm friends with so that I can start to go through and pick people, mark them off, and start conversations with people that I'm already friends with, and not necessarily just people that are new friends. But I just felt like there was a lot of people that I'm friends with, and it's just easier for me to see it on paper. So I have printed this out. If you want to know how to do this, I can teach you. It's very easy. It gets emailed to you, and then I kind of just had to plug it into an Excel spreadsheet and print it off. So that's all I have. I hope this helped. I hope this kind of gave you a little insight into how you should be doing your power hour, how it can be very simple, it doesn't need to be complicated, and how hopefully you can start doing this in your business and moving it forward quickly. So let me know if you have any questions. I will post my tracker in the group, and if you have any questions at all, just let me know. All right, bye.